the 2 weeks that we've been doing it. And today we're going to be looking at face proportions. So we'll get into having a look at some real faces first, and then we'll look at more manga style faces, okay? So let's get straight into it, guys. All right, I hope you've had a great day. I'm just positioning my pieces of paper here because I've got some people that you may know. We've got Ronaldo, Hermione from Harry Potter, and then we've got Margot Robbie here. Now, I just have these because I want to show you proportions of the face. Okay, so with Margot Robbie, from the top of her head, which is about here, to here, and then her eyes are halfway. Can you see how that's halfway? If I zoom in on that, we should be able to see that her eyes are halfway. Same with Hermione, her eyes are halfway from the top to the chin. Same with Ronaldo, halfway. So most of us, when our eyes are halfway between our chin and the top of our head. When we draw faces, and faces can be tricky, we need to look at proportions. So we're going to focus on some different proportions, and I'm going to give you some little ways of drawing faces. Now, you may have heard of some of these books, okay? These here are manga. This is manga. So the difference between manga and anime is manga are the books and anime is the making a move, okay? Good to see that Mason's joined us again for the last time. This is the last session we'll be doing for a while. All right, today's session is going to be pretty tricky. I hope you've got some paper and a pencil because we're going to start by drawing the basic structure of a face, okay? So grab your pencil out and we're going to start with, now if you look at here, I've got a circle here, and this is, we call this profile, okay? So this is profile when it's side on. All right, and if I overlaid that circle, the circle would be on Margot Robbie's head like so, and then we have this other part, the chin and the nose coming off. So we're going to draw a profile drawing first by drawing a circle. So if we draw a circle, doesn't matter how big you draw it on your page, but if everyone draws a circle, that would be great. And so we've got our circle. Then what we're going to do, if you look at Margot Robbie, she's got this part here coming out, her chin and her lips, etc. We're just going to do the basic structure like so. And this is what we're going to do. Okay, and we're going to bring it up like this. And you might go, oh, that doesn't look like a person at all. Not yet. Her eyes are halfway, so from there to here, we're just going to put a light line, and then her nose will sit in there, and then her lips will sit in here. Now, we're probably not going to draw her as such, but we are going to draw a character of our own. So I just wanted to show you how that compares to a real life person, even though this is manga. Manga characters usually have bigger eyes than real life people. So if I was to show you this manga person here, this is a bald manga person, you can see the eye is quite big. So we're going to draw this by bringing a line, almost like a little curve line coming out, and then curve line coming in. We're drawing the nose here of a manga character, okay? And then we're going to come out again a little bit and a little bump in for the chin and then round that off. Now, manga is really cool, and I'm sure you love anime too. All right, so we've got a nose and then we've got the mouth. So usually what happens is the nose is halfway between the eyes and the chin. So you can see that the bottom of the nose is there. I'll just put the little nostril in here. And then we have the neck coming down off here, and then the back of the neck coming off here like so, like a curve. Then we have the ear is usually up at the top of the eye. So we're going to take that slightly above the eye, and it comes down to about level with the nose. Sort of like a curve like that for the ear. And I'm not going to make my ear too complex. And we'll bring a little bit of, this is the jawline here. So if you run your finger from the back of your ear down, you'll feel your jawline coming down to your chin, coming down like so. All right, the eye, because the person is looking straight ahead, we're going to put the eye on that halfway line like so. An oval shape with a line underneath and then a little line up there. Now I was getting a little bit worried. We just lost power about 20 minutes before this session. So if by any chance it does cut out, you'll know what's happened. We've lost power, okay? Because my Wi-Fi goes down when there's no power. Put the eyebrow on. Now, this is where you can decide on what type of hairstyle you would like for your character. Do you want to make it a girl and have some nice flowing hair? Do you want to make it a boy? What type of hairstyle might you like? So when we look at a lot of these characters from manga, and you might have seen this one on Netflix with the Haikyuu, the volleyball players, they love to use these jagged sorts of lines for hair, etc., etc. All right, so let's have a look at one that has a bit more of a hairstyle, and we can flick out some of these lines like so. These are like the hair lines. You can put some flicky bits on like so, bit of cool hair coming off. You don't have to do it like me. You can have hair you want. It can be a little bit more streamlined. It's really your choice. Now, when I finish this hair, this is like a jagged looking hairstyle that this dude's got. You might not like this hairstyle. You might want to go for a more smoother look. You can do that too, but this one's got some cool funky hair. And then we've got some inner hairlines as well. Manga love to do lots of sharp, quick curves in their pictures, okay? So if you're ever looking to draw manga and anime, you've got to get good at drawing quick curves, okay? You could even put a mullet on yours. You know, it's up to you. But there is a character, and he's got a bit of a spiky top and then a bit of a normal sort of do down there. So there we have a profile manga style character. Now, if I've gone too fast for you, you know what you can do. You can pause it at any stage. All right. What we could do is a different type of hairstyle. We're going to do, next I'm going to do a front on character. Okay. So we've done a side view. We call this profile. I'm going to write the word profile. And while you're catching up, I'm going to show you some other options. Now, when characters start to look down and to the side, you'll notice that the eyes, you see more of this side of the face, the halfway line gets pushed to that side. So here you can see this eye is bigger than that one, and the nose is there. So these are what we call construction lines or guidelines to help us draw our characters. We're going to start with we're going to continue now with a full frontal view. So we could draw the same character, or we could change it to a different character. So I'm just going to move my piece of paper across, and I'm going to show you how to start the full frontal view. So we're going to start with a circle again. So if you can draw a circle, that's great. Okay, so we've got a circle. Now what we have to do is, a lot of times people just draw like a triangle through here, but I'm just going to draw a halfway line and then bring this to a point. Remember, as I said, the manga characters love to have pointy chins. If you look at a lot of them, they are pointy sort of on their chins, and look Look at all these cool drawings. This one's looking surprised there. That one's having a bit of a, it's got its mouth open, and you can see that they've used the different, see how that's halfway, all the proportions on these drawings. All right, so what we're going to do now is, this is where the eyes are going to be, so we're going to draw another little line. This is where the nose is going to be, and now little manga noses are just sort of, they just have the nostrils, and sometimes they'll have a bit of a light line like so. Just going to rub out some of this. Their noses aren't really that pronounced, and sometimes their mouths aren't as well. My boy Ari's been reading Ninja Kid. You can see even Ninja Kid has the proportions looking pretty good. All right. And on here you can see the proportions. They're looking down. So let's have a look and see if I can find an example of a simple mouth. Let's have a look at this. Just a little line like so. Bumps in. If you look at your lip, it sort of bumps up like that. Now, if you wanted to put an expression on, you could make it the mouth open, you could make it smiling, you could do whatever you like. Like on Ninja Kid here, he's pretty happy. All right, let's put on some eyes. Now the eyes are usually, if this is the nose width, the eyes usually start, if this is the nose coming out like so, your eyes usually start out here, okay? But because this is a manga drawing, we're going to make the eyes round and we're going to make them bigger. Okay, so I've got an eye there and an eye there. It looks a bit creepy at the moment because I haven't finished the rest of it off. You've got to finish these other bits that come across like so. Put some eyebrows on. Faces, as I said, one of the hardest things to draw. Okay, the more you practice, the better you'll get. All right. And sometimes drawing quickly can help too. So you can see that I've got the eyes sort of looking pretty good there. I'm just going to rub out some of these construction lines. You can do that on your work too. And once you start rubbing out those construction lines, it can look a lot better. Just going to make this a little bit more pronounced, this little shape with the reflection in there. It's almost like a Pac-Man. Back in my day, that was one of the very first video games that on the older Atari 2600. Good old Pac-Man. All right, so can put some ears on. So the ears are up here. So if we're lining that up with there, you can see that it's just above the eye and comes out and then down and gets narrower through here. And then you've got your ear bit there. I'm going to do something similar on the other side. Now, hairstyles. I'm going to show you some pictures of hairstyles. So if you want to put some of these on, you can. Let's see if I can find that printed out sheet that I had of hairstyles. Here we go. Check out some of these dudes. I'm going to bring that down. Hopefully you can see some of those hairstyles. Let's zoom out a bit. This is how you can put some of your own hairstyles on. All right, if you have missed any of our other videos, you can go back and watch them again. I'm gonna keep a similar hairstyle, so I'm gonna do one like this, where we've got the hair is gonna sit here and most of it's gonna flick up like a big spiky hairstyle like I had on the previous picture, and then a bit of a spiky fringe coming down here as well. Almost a bit of a punk rocker style do. And these are sort of like quick curves for the hairstyle. Some hairlines in as well. Rub out this part and you can see now that that's going to start looking a lot better once I get rid of these. other lines here. Haven't finished all the face. Now remember what I've said in the past, the more you look and the more you practice, the better your drawings will become. So faces, like I said, pretty tricky. The more you look at people and draw people and give it a go, you'll get better and better as you go. Now I've got a few votes on my superhero poll that I've got up online at the moment. Spider-Man's looking like he's out in front with Captain America and I think it's Iron Man close second. So if you want to see me draw one of those superheroes, you got to vote. Okay. And if we put the neck on, the neck will make it look even better instead of just... Okay, and you can start to see this is starting to look like a proper figure. All right, we've got ourselves a person. All right. Hey, Kale, how are you? Hope you're good. Look at some of these expressions on these people's pictures here. See how they've got a smile face. We've got laughing, happy, sad. How you put emotions into your work can be a big difference as well. So there's plenty of things on the internet that you guys can have a look at to find some really cool pictures. I'm going to see if I'm going to draw one more sort of person. Let's have a go at drawing this character here. He's from Haikyuu, all right, from this book. Now, if you noticed, these Japanese novels, manga and anime originated in Japan. They actually read theirs back to front, okay? So you start at the back and you read all the way through here, like so. And I'm gonna draw this character with his mouth open. And I'm just gonna turn this around. You might wanna draw along with me. I'm gonna fit it on here. So how do we start? We start with a circle shape. And I'm gonna draw him at a reasonable size. And then we're gonna put the chin coming down like so. Now I'm gonna work fast, reasonably fast, because sometimes drawing these action lines and these wet proportion lines like I am at the moment, it helps to draw a little bit faster. Now when you're drawing anything, compare things. So for example, look at this. These are quite close to the edge here, so the mouth is gonna sort of sit about there, like so, and it's gonna come up and it gets narrow at the top. So something similar to that. Then he's got his, if I'm looking, his eyes are on an angle. His face is slightly angled. Can you see that? I might need to bring that around a little bit more. Angled the eyes. Got the nose there. Now the eye is going to come out and it's nearly to the edge. These are a slightly different looking eye than what we've been drawing. Circle, dot in the middle. Now if you look closely at someone's eye, you'll notice that their eyes are a certain color. They've got a pupil in the middle, and then the color around it gets darker around the ring of their eyes. So next time you look at someone, your friend or yourself in the mirror, have a look at your eyes closely and see what they're like. Now, as I said, this one, every time I draw it, it's going to be slightly different. It's not going to be exactly the same as this character, but I'm going to try my best for this exercise today. I may even have to rub out a bit. Now, he's got a couple of lines there because he's quite angry, so his eyebrows are going to come up like a Nike tick almost. If you're someone who draws manga all the time, Well done. It's a really popular style of drawing, that's for sure, especially amongst kids. Try and get that looking pretty similar. It's got a bit of grey up in there. I'm just going to use lead pencil with this today and put some shading in. Make sure I'm leaving that little reflection line there. Now at the moment that looks pretty simple, but it's not quite finished yet. Got to make sure I get all this looking good. Don't forget the teeth. Teeth can be tricky. Tongue. Just like a Lego set, if you like playing Lego, the more you add to it, more pieces. Once you're halfway through a Lego set, it doesn't look that good. But once you get all those finishing details and pieces on it, it starts to look a lot better. So I'm just mapping in some shading at the moment, trying to get the face looking pretty good. Don't forget this little bit underneath the lip there, a little bit of shadow. I'm going to bring this chin up a bit. Bring the ears. Now let's put the ear on. Now this was a pretty popular show on Netflix for a while. I'm not sure whether it's on there anymore, but that's where I first heard about it, off Netflix. And a lot of the manga novels get turned into animes. My very first taste of it would have been back when I was a kid playing the game Street Fighter 2. That was my first taste of anime and manga. Such a classic computer game back in the day. All right, got a bit of the neck now, bring the neck on. I might zoom in a little bit here just to give you some... Thanks for the attention there. I hope that looks a bit better. Now, don't they look so different once you've got the characters Okay, thanks for the tips there, Zove. I am really concentrating on my drawing, so sometimes I may need to get a little bit closer. Apologies if my head has been getting in the way. I'll stay back. You can start to see that this character's starting to get there now. You got some stripes. Now the lucky last part, the hair. Look at these. As I said, they love these little, almost like shark fins, aren't they? These lines that they flick out. So you got to get good at sharp edged and curves. Even on the girl ones, they have those types of hair. Now I'm drawing this live and quick to show you, but flicking the lines out, so lines, practice these curves makes a big difference, and the angle of the curves as well. And the variety of line that you use as well. Variety of line, if you're not sure what I mean by that, that means the thick and thinner lines, lighter and darker lines as well with this pencil. A lot of people like to use a fine mechanical pencil when they're drawing these types of characters. This would probably be one of the harder sessions that I've done drawing faces. Like, that's why I finished on it. So if you've been doing some of my sessions and you're finding that this one's a bit tricky, yeah, it is probably the hardest one. But remember, it's all about practice, looking, etc., etc. Now, like I said, this isn't going to be exactly the same as that. that there, but it's a pretty good go first up. I'd have to keep practicing this character. I've never really drawn him before. And in the time that I've got, so I might just do a bit of a, this is probably where his hair's gonna finish. So if I keep it, gives me a bit of a reference of where the hair has to come out to. I hope you guys are looking for, if you're joining me on and you're still on school holidays, hopefully you're all set, ready to get back to school. Hopefully you've been staying safe. I had my booster yesterday, my booster vaccination, and feeling a little bit tired today, so apologies if I sound a bit flat, because it's knocked me around a little bit. Not too bad though. Okay, let's rub out some of these lines and see, even though it doesn't look exactly the same as them, I've still got myself a bit of a manga style character there. Trying to get a bit close. Told you I'm concentrating. Put some more shading in here. There's the neck bit there. All right, we have a little character. As you can see, I've probably got my eyes he's looking more straight than looking up at like this character is. Okay, I could have probably made that a little bit, these dots here a little bit higher up, but not a bad little effort for the time that I've had with you guys. Remember, keep practicing, keep drawing, and you'll do a good job. And remember proportions. When characters look at different directions, you'll need to do some different angles, okay? Let's zoom out on that. So here's another thing I was talking about. So we've got the full frontal, pretty much halfway for the eyes, chin's down the bottom, got the head up there, profile. But when you start to get a 3/4 view or an oblique view, when you start looking up, everything changes. Looking down, you'll see more of the head, you'll see more of the chin if they're looking up. If they're looking at the side, then you've got your different expressions. So a good way to do your own characters is to start by using the proportions, map them out, and then start doing your own characters with your own hair and etc. But also copying other characters from books and seeing how other artists do it. For example, like this one here, we've got the hand is close to us, so they're using foreshortening here. That's a word for things that are closest to us, and then it's going back, but they're still looking at the proportions of the face. Okay, the more you do stuff, the more you draw, the better you're going to get. Okay. Hey, thanks for joining me, everyone. I hope you've learned a few little tips and tricks today about faces, proportions, and thank you so much for all your support over the last couple of weeks. I've really appreciated everyone who has joined me, whether it's today or previously or when it was. Thank you very much. Remember to give me a like and subscribe to my channel for more drawings. And if you want to vote for which superhero you would like me to draw next, that'd be great. And just keep an eye out on future videos. Thanks a lot. Have a safe weekend, and good luck back at school for those people going back to school. See you guys. Thanks a lot. Bye.